So by now I'm sure that you've probably seen somebody's channel, Pedro V, A Call for an Uprising, whomever, discussing these new psychotic, crazy, beheading, nutbag murder bees from hell. And while I don't wish to repeat the same thing to you everybody else has said, I have another connection with which we're going to connect it to. We're over here at Jason A's channel. Nobody can explain this. All of his titles are always similar. It's so funny. And he begins discussing how they're going to look at science in a completely different way with regard to the universe. So that's pretty interesting. I will grab a link if you so desire to go watch his video. But what's very interesting, they actually start discussing this cartoonish nature of what almost looks like, it feels like a bioengineered bee from hell. Over, let's see here, 24 seconds in.
At record rates, impacted by disease and pesticides. The agricultural industry's already been fighting a battle to keep healthy colonies alive. Now there's a new threat. According to the Department of Agriculture, 1 in every 3 mouthfuls of food is in some way a product of bee pollination.
They looked cartoonish and prehistoric.
Like Jurassic Park, something out of Jurassic Park.
Bigger than they should be.
Bigger than they should be. So he opens with that, and then starts talking about it here. And I want to show you something in a minute.
They've been described as hornets from hell, and with good reason.
Beekeeper Ted McFall says he went to check on a hive one morning in November and found an entire colony destroyed. 60,000 honeybees torn apart in a savage attack. About a month later, the alleged attacker was revealed. This Asian giant hornet found in Blaine, Washington, just a couple miles from McFall's property.
And all it takes is a couple dozen of the Asian giant hornets to show up and start lopping off heads.
Dubbed the murder hornet for its powerful sting and the way it decapitates its prey.
Killer hornets invading the U.S. and Canada. Asian giant hornets, also known as murder hornets, spotted in Washington state, and they prey on honeybees that pollinate much of our food.
If the bees go, we go. So they pollinate 1 in 3 pieces of food we eat. So we have to protect these little guys.
These hornets grow up to 2 inches long, roughly 5 times the size of a bee. And in Japan, where they originate, they reportedly kill up to 50 people each year.
In its native Asia, Vespa mandarinia is notorious. Seen on programs like Netflix's 72 Dangerous Animals. Washington State entomologist Chris Looney says the clock is ticking.
The goal is to eradicate it now while the population is presumably small.
If he and his colleagues can't wipe out the invaders this summer, they're likely to multiply and spread across the country with potentially disastrous consequences.
They're one of the largest hornets that we have on the planet. And so that's what makes them so unusual and makes them so striking to people. They do not occur here.
The mandibles, there we go, you can sort of see them, are pretty large. They're very, very sharp, and that's what they use to decapitate bees, and then they'll mash up the thorax into a meatball, they call it, and fly it back to feed to their larvae.
North American bees have no idea how to fight an alien predator like this. Bee Lives Matter experts say not just for honey, but the entire food system.
The pollination that honeybees do for our food supply cannot be understated. I mean, there's so many fruits and vegetables that are dependent on honeybees.
In other words, a threat to the bee is a threat to you and me.
Right. So, begging questions that have to be answered is, where did they come from? Why are they here? Now, we recently just did a video where it was funny because they had actually snuck in, hold on a second, a fashion show. Oh my, I don't remember which channel it was on because he has 2 channels, in which men were wearing women's clothing and all kinds of weirdness. And if I can find it. Here it is. There was a bee design on the attire, of this death cult with regard to the fashion industry, who are all a bunch of Masons, just like all the rest of them are. So let me see if I can find it for you. Let me do that. Right, so your satanic, crazy nutbags with their weird cartoon print clothing and their bizarre, artistic animal head, skull and bones representation of telling you death is coming. Lady Death is coming. Here it is. Are those bees? Why, I think they are. Why are they putting bees on these men's attire? But wait, that's not it. So, if you go over to Vigilant Citizen, who is a Muslim, does not believe Jesus is the Son of God, is not on the ark as of yet. Let me get to his fashion shoot. And so if you go into, here it is, picks of the month. She does about every 2 months, I think. Symbolic picks of the month in this edition of SPOTM, Madonna, Lady, Mr. Gaga, Billie Eilish, Who's a Boy, Darren Burnett, I don't know who that is, and more proof that not even a blah, blah, blah can stop the occult elite symbolism. Well, I don't know why they put it that way. I mean, they're the ones that are doing it. And so, wait a minute. Are you trying to do the one eye, Mr. Gaga, with a penis? Yeah. In a bumblebee headdress face mask thingy? Oh, I think so. I think this is a big giant, what is a nice word for that? You know how they're constantly flipping us off? Same thing. So he is the face of the together, stay at home, reworking of the church, stealing the church's identity, imposter church, global Babylon the whore kind of a thing. The divine androgyne, the he, she, the Kabbalah, the male and female aspects of God buried into one. The retelling of the Adam and Eve. That Mr. E has a new channel. He talks about this incessantly. It's very helpful. News slate. Oh, what is it? I'll have to look it up. New World Slave, I believe, is this channel. He talks about all this. Indeed, only a few select pop stars get the spotlight, while others, I hate that word, celebrities appear to be disintegrating while sheltering at home. And those who are under the spotlight are probably displaying the symbolism of their elite rulers. This is Gaga in the May issue of In Style, a big stylish one-eye sign. And so, yeah, here, you want to see it blown up? It is definitely, they're putting the sun in the shot over here to the right, almost to the point where it's illuminating this whole, I guess that would be her left side, his left side. I do love the pink hair. I'm not going to lie. I love the pink hair. But this is, their posturing. This is we're here, we're taking over. And he really is communicating that they're the beheaders that are coming. They're the Noahides. And we talked about in another video not that long ago, that over at the luncheon that was done for the Holocaust Remembrance Lunch, Noahide.org, Rabbi Cohen, this was on his Facebook, they had a weird, creepydocious picture of Lady Gaga in the background. In fact, we did a video on that in which you can see right in the thumbnail her weird, strange pink alien getup. I don't want to get off of this to show you that, though. So here she is. We're the beheaders, and we're coming for you. We're the Rainbow Mafia beheading bees. We're part of the same hive. We have a hive mind, Mother Earth. They're going to get their robot Lucifer pretending to be Mother Earth. It's Lucifer, though, the abomination of desolation that Jesus warned about. This is them. It's their little, we're coming for you. And, okay, so this is how they communicate, and they're too chicken to say it with their mouths. And then, you know, see, death rules her, however you want to look at that. I mean, that's just really weird. She's, you know, this person has a penis. In fact, there was an interview that one of the CIA guys, perfect hair, one of the newscasters, silver hair fox, they call him. His name slips me at the moment. Gloria Vanderbilt's kid. He's older now. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Anyhow, he was interviewing her, and she was saying, what difference does it make if I have a penis? I don't care. My fans don't care. Nobody cares. So they're normalizing it. Anderson Cooper. Thank you, Lord. So here she is, wrapped up in her little Rainbow Mafia pink wedding attire, Babylon the whore. But she's not doing red. She's not doing red. I don't really know what the deal is with the pink, except that when you see her other video, she is dressed up. Let me go there really quick and show you. As like a pink, rebellious, futuristic. I don't know, it's weird. Hey, 14 subscribers and more, and we'll be at 500. That would be seriously cool. Right here. So see, I think the pink is a throwback to this. And this was her song, I don't remember, Strange Love or something like that. And it was the whole Rainbow Mafia. All of them. And he was the face of the global citizen. The obey good. Obey good, obey good. And this was a longer video, but it was really important to like connect all these pieces together. Yes, Big Brother's watching you. Let's see, there's the video. Stupid love. It's so vapid. See, like new age, futuristic, the plant people, the Mother Earth neo-paganism. Anyhow. So I think that's where they're going with the pink. But nonetheless, you know, you're seeing the personification in one person as the Babylon whore. It says here she's wearing a wedding veil as a golden skeleton hangs over her head. That's a weird celebration of death in the midst of the thing. And the fact that it's golden, I mean, what do you think about that? What do you think they're trying to communicate with them? The same with everybody. The same thing that the Bible says that there'll be a war between the rich and the not rich when he talks about the famine coming, and he says that do not hurt the oil or the wine. That's rich people food. And then there's a scale of balances used to measure out when hyperinflation hits, which they're actually doing it right now by doing the stimulus, making it worse. Right? There's a whole thing with the flowers too, by the way, that we talked about in another video. Flowers at a funeral, flowers for Mother Earth, flowers celebrating Mother Earth, flowers celebrating the death of people in Midsommar, which was a really interesting video that we did. I invite you just to tour my channel. I have so many videos. I talk about a lot of stuff that other people do not talk about. Okay, so, right. The wealthy are on top. I mean, I don't think it's a stretch just to note. I mean, I do see a triangular shape here. And Antichrist will be that top kingpin. And this is very like Terminator-y to me. You know what I mean? So I'm sure those will be coming. I'm sure you've seen the footage now of the Boston Dynamics dog going through the streets of Singapore. I think Richie said China when I was listening to him earlier. But I don't know if it was just one of those locations or both. But he says it'll be coming here. I'm sure it will be. Here she looks towards the ground and she wears a black dress one would wear at a funeral. No wonder she's been selected as the face of Who's. So Who is together with the communists, by the way. We just did a video sharing that as well, where there's a whole table full of people that are just absolutely thrilled, camped around the Shiva statue, the destroyer. Okay. And they are working together in a massive pan-Islamic, pan as above, so below nation, pan-Russian, pan-Masonic, pan-neo-paganist death cult with so many hands outstretched, 1,000 million points of light of the New Age, all in their respective roles, bringing everything together into the formation of the one world Babylonian horror for the one world kingdom of the fake Antichrist. And this peace plan, I mean, you're not really hearing a lot about it over here in American news, but there are things taking shape and moving very steadily. I don't know that this video is necessarily going to be talking about that, but that is helpful for you to understand in relationship to these topics here that we're discussing. I kind of just want to keep it on the fashion, the Mason with the penis who is pretending to be a woman. And again, she has this little face shield over her. And so this is very bee-esque to me. This also reminds me of the future, just the shape of it. It reminds me of the safety plastic, whatever that they're putting in everywhere to push the slide. It reminds me of the death of humanity that is coming. And she's kind of playing that queen bee there in this very male meets female garment here. This is really a very male kind of suit dress. And then it cinches here and it does this little fishtail guy right here. I'm loving the hair. I'm loving the hair. She's out in Mother Earth in the barren, whatever you want to call it. And this is kind of, new humanity saying goodbye to old humanity, kind of a thing. If you can track with that. And this is how they communicate. And then the devil goddess herself, Fakey Fakington, who something is not right with this woman. And she just is a housing temple for so many legions of demonic entities, throwing back to her Eurovision weird thing that she did last year, predicting the face mask, the sickness, the death, all this sort of thing with that nonsense. Kind of put that in the back of your mind. She has the whole cowboy motif here. The wooden cowboy is coming. Much could be said about that. Your Antichrist is coming. And then she is part and parcel of this Gates Foundation thing. There's so much I could tell you about the threats that are coming out with the needle from your president, who affectionately asked during a press conference an inappropriate question to a doctor if there was a way that we could get light or disinfectants inside the human form to cure them. And he talks about this invisible enemy. They're pretty much telling you, along with threats from this strange one world center in Islam that's connected in with Noahide, that has pictures lovingly of apparently some movie where they're shoving needles in people's necks. Yeah. So lots of threats are coming in with regard to these witches either beheading you, starving you out by sending out the bees, the golden skeleton of the famine that is orchestrated by the evil, or lost my train of thought there. Or attacking you with a needle in your neck. Okay, so all of these things are being bantied about through social media to mess with you, to warn you, to tell you. And so she's on board with all manner of evil. Madonna's made an Instagram post announcing her joining forces with the Gates Foundation. She was wearing a t-shirt with Satan on the cross. And this was also on Good Friday. So what is Good Friday? Good Friday would be Passover, where the Lord gave his life. He ate early with the disciples on Thursday because on Friday he was going to be the Passover. You dig? Okay. The Lamb of God who taketh away the sins of the world. And so also on that same occasion, same day, you had a video we did of Marina Abramovich, who's kind of like a female Aleister Crowley with breasts. And she is a magician to the stars and celebrities and government and all those kind of people. Horrible human being. They harm children, kill, eat, and hump them. And she also was showing a dimension of a new product for blending VR with the world. I don't want to get into all of that now because I already did a video talking about Miss Abramovich, actually a couple. And so there's just a lot of connections with these people and their relationships. They're flagging you out messages that they are satanic entities who really don't like you and really don't like him. And they kind of desecrate his Passover is what's happening here. And then I actually had not noticed this. So when I looked at this, I was like, what? And yeah, he's right. There's a cross and there is a funkadocious, creepy, bull, Satan-headed thing that is taking this very important, beautiful symbol of your rescue and inverting it and bastardizing it. Leave it to Madonna to do that. She was wearing a t-shirt with Satan on the cross. I mean, my goodness. And you know, he has his false messiah coming. And then he goes into, you know, how weird and creepidocious it is that Madonna posted a video with her adopted children. Run, children, run! Wearing bunny ears. And that has a whole thing to do with mind control, and much more could be said about that. She was wearing the Madam X eye patch, which is so stupid. That turns her into a walking one-eyed sign. Why is she wearing the patch at home with her children? Because this was for a picture and she's weird. Really weird. And then she's like all over slobbering this dude. And I find this very interesting that this is a stage picture. And what I really see here is not quite in his heart area. His heart's a little more over here, I believe. But he's got the X on his chest. X marks the spot. And, you know, she's obviously doing the one eye. He's doing the one eye. And I don't know if they're trying to communicate like a message of, you know, he's standing in the place representation of the Antichrist and she is the whore. Plus, of course, you know, call for an uprising would draw our attention to the black and white. So you see all this going on, blah, blah, blah. But what I find most interesting about all this, and it seems like it's just a harmless kiss, right? And you're like, you're going to find fault with this picture, right? Yes, I am. Because what I most note out of this, not that people can't hold hands, but remember, these aren't normal people. These are psychopaths, nut job killing machines, right? Oh, and the caption was you. And he says it's more like I own you. Well, I mean, this is just more you're being watched, you're being watched, you're being watched. You're all being watched, you're all being surveilled. You can't escape the beat system, you're all being watched. That whole thing. But anyhow, what I take away from this is the way his hand is holding her hand down. And yeah, I get it. I mean, I'm not too amped up about that sign, but just this feels like, you know, he has a grip on her. And I just feel like there is a symbolic visualization of how the Masons have a grip on society. Could it be that? Maybe. I don't know. And then you've got this person who's just throwing crap at her, which is fine. Showing eyes and horns becomes so boring. Stop. Don't you see you're powerless? All your fame and influence power got wasted away by your that thing activity, Pizzagate. And she's like, you really believe he loves you? Clap, clap, clap. I don't know if she's being sarcastic or not. I don't know who that is. I really honestly don't care, to tell you the truth. I kind of like his hair. But are they, so Valentine's Day. He did an eye in the sand. I don't know when this was taken, but they're talking about Valentine's Day, so that would have been before the thing. But that is weird. Another pic in the same IG story. Malik drew an eye in the sand and they needed to take a pic of it. Elite control. I mean, that's just, your basic garden variety retarded Mason ploy. But it's like the 1984 sign of Big Brother. And then who can forget our favorite boy, Billy? Billy boy. Billy and Vogue. And again, this hive mind hat, which looks really stupid. I'm sorry, but it does. Again, this is the bee theme, right? Somebody is flagging you out a message letting you know, oh, we know about the beheading murder bees that are going to starve out the honeybees, that every third or fourth bite of your food comes from pollination. We can't have that. And I hate her hair. I love her eyes, though. His eyes. Love his eyes. Hate this hair. And this feels very Freddy Krueger, the pattern for me. And just the color palette together is putrid. But then this is this person's whole platform. And I really don't get what that is or what's going on with that. Of course, doing the one eye. Been done over and over and over again. But I'm really taken with the hive mind cube symbology all around the head. And you gonna get it? You gonna get it. Billie Eilish and Vogue China. So, they're having a big meltdown, but Vogue China has to have him over to do a photo shoot. Very weird, very messy. Again, very boy-y kind of attire. Always doing the one eye. Probably some of the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. They're like ice blue to match his ice heart. And then it's weird. They're like, hello from the light, doing the one eye. So that's just annoying. Annoying. Then dude has like the perfect psychopath sign of Hippocrates, their god that is a god. He's kind of like a, I guess, Greco-Roman orientation of their version of Horus. All this stuff goes back to Egypt. All this stuff goes back to Babylon. All this stuff, I'm sorry, not Babylon. I mean Babylon too, but not in that order. Egypt was before Babylon. I meant to say the Garden of Eden. Excuse me. It's all the same sources, all the same person. He's doing the perfect creepidocious one eye hair. And I mean, you can even look at the pupil. Look at that. That's really weird. Oh, what's up with that? So Darren Burnett became a star due to his role in a popular Netflix series, Never Have I Ever, and he recently released a photo shoot with the one eye symbol. I don't know who this is. I don't know anything about him. He's got great hair. But the chains, and I don't know that this is necessarily saying that he is chained to the industry. It could be, but I really think it's a message with that hard black leather, that representation of the New World Order, that we're being chained down. And we had already discussed with you before Megan Thee Stallion and a couple other people on the front cover of Rolling Stone talking about the takeover and Megan holding her whatevers and wearing this black leather outfit and just making it very apparent like mama gonna feed you if you submit, like that whole vibe. So we've showed that and talked about that. I don't really want to show that again. And of course, Miss Monet doing the creepidocious one eye kind of looks like zombified. Cute girl. Her whole platform is the Rainbow Mafia thing. Assuming that's a female. I have no idea. So their weird season of movies, Homecoming, I guess, or TV series, I guess it is. I don't know. I don't watch Netflix. They're so vile. Of course, they're always with the camera, right? Because they need you to know that you're being watched. Like, you get that, right? And then, yay, the Earth Day edition. Yay! A world 2.0. You need to die. You're not going to fit into that world. We just did a couple videos, released them not that long ago, about Mother Earth Gaia and the whole United One World religion thing that even your church leadership, many of them are forcing people into that. So Casey Musgraves, what a name, is the elitist favorite country singer. Never heard of her. The cover of her latest feature is this monarch programming with the butterfly. I didn't even see the butterfly and all that cacophony of nonsense. Such as the all-seeing eye, a one-eyed feline. Oh, there is. Okay. And the monarch butterfly. which is this one, I think. And then, hold on. This one? I don't know. Earth Day edition. Right. I mean, the whole Agenda 21, we're going to kill you, blah, blah, blah. That's all coming. Yeah, that's weird. They have this weird thing with mannequins. It's just weird. They've got the mouth here where the third eye would be. All these creepidocious rainbows, swirl lollipops, eyes everywhere. Very weird stuff. And then, hold on. I don't want you to see this because she ain't wearing much. Hold on. I don't know if that's a boy or not. I have no idea. But teen actress turned singer Jordan Jones, the combination of monarch butterflies, the word blind, and her being half naked, screams out MK Ultra and beta kitten programming. I mean, I guess they want to say messages to people and they will abuse people. And then the entrance to Drake's mansion is really weird. These two weird Mickey Mouse-like statues that look dead with their innards showing. In other words, visitors are welcome with one eye. Occult elite creepiness, and the innards showing really reminds me of Marina Abramovich's creepidocious work. And yeah, I mean, I'm sure that that's exactly what they do to children, and much worse. For realsies, because they have to please their god Satan. And then this is just stupid, right? And it's this whole weird pedo chic world out there, where if you want to make the big money, you're gonna have to do what we do and learn to like it, like that kind of thing. And then they have made a Savior Jesus for the thing as the medical staff doctors. And what was it, Romania? Yep. Weird posters appeared in Romania depicting doctors and nurses as Jesus and Mary, because that's totally not weird. In this picture, the sign of blessing was replaced with the holding of a stethoscope, like, oh, you want to get better? And where a lot of other people are saying, the needle is the mark of the beast. That doesn't come until 3.5 years in. I think the needle is going to be used to directly inject people with toxins, poisons, and Ebola or whatever. So do be watching for that. Or for those that are going to live for a little while, tag them like little kitties. So the church was all ticked off about that. There are a lot of other pictures that he has in here that are all creepidocious. I have a really hard time believing that that's a female, but she's wicked. He's wicked. They're all doing like this snarl thing, and Tom Hanks is little, we're throwing away humanity like a dirty medical glove. I love that. And you really should check out this Out of the Shadows, a documentary about Hollywood and the occult elite. Now, they're allowing this to go out for a reason. They want to be able to do their dirty evil out in the open, and this is kind of an easy, slow roll, bring you into it, indoctrination, that, we're the ones in control here. We totally like little kids, like that. And we're going to do what we want to do, and we're going to take your kids, and you're going to let us. That whole thing. And so this is a very good documentary. But just know that if they didn't want this to be out, if they didn't want Pizzagate to be out, if they didn't want anything to be out, it wouldn't be out. These people are in total control of every piece of information and data on the face of the earth. And VPNs are a joke. Because I don't care what they say, the government can see the VPN and you. They're the master technical people over the whole thing. He talks about how it is a free-to-watch YouTube video. Now, YouTube knocks down channels left and right. They get rid of videos left and right. Why would they allow this to be up? Because they want you to know. They want you to know. We totally love A, B, and C. And you're going to deal with it. This is their whole thing of revelation, right? You're going to do whatever we want, which is to stand back, shut up while we starve you out and steal your kids. And then do things to them. And they're probably going to end up, well, I'll hold that thought for another day. So you should probably check this out. The Satanism and pedo chic behavior in Hollywood is what it is. What? You're suffering financially? I can't imagine. Christopher Lee describes the power of satanic rituals in 75. That was the year before I was born. Related articles. Grandma is helping her grandson dress up like a green hooker mermaid. Go with it. They get Operation Mockingbird all saying the same thing. To brainwash you, to brainwash you, to brainwash you. You got Will Ferrell doing a comedy skit about trafficking and caging your clown kids. Because he's one of them. You've got Corey as the poster boy talking about him and his friends and everybody else being used. And we'll leave it at that. And then Barbara Walters being ugly to him. And the fact that that's all out is, again, it's all part of this. You're just going to deal with it. Then they have this cute little wafy girl. She's so cute. It's just like, I can't help it. I like to hump little kids. And you should totally let me. And, of course, they don't have some dude on there that they, people would look at and go, oh, let's kill him. No, they got some cute little wafy thing. Feel sorry for me. I want to indulge in evil, but I don't want you telling me it's evil. So they have to put this out and spread this on the TEDx talks, right? And they want to add the P on to all the other letters, LGB, blah, 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 blah. And you're just going to deal with it. Well, this is the world that Satan has arranged and is coming. Here's your Marina Abramovich. Microsoft releases and deletes this ad. You can be living art forever. An illusion. No, thank you. And then a really good article here. Together at Home was an infomercial for the global elite and its agenda. And you are no longer an American. I know. You think you are. Or from whatever nation you hail from. But no, you're a global citizen now. And you'll like it. Right? That whole thing. A new kind of education where nobody touches or talks. They want to hook you up with technology so that you don't ever have to speak again. Sound of silence. Oh, Abby Cadabby's a global citizen now. Will you be a good little global citizen, children? He says here some of them. This is a Muslim now. I want you to remember that. He's not a Christian. It always amazes me when unbelievers are offended. Because I'm like, oh, you hit a threshold. It's easy to offend the Christian. When you've hit the threshold of offending an unbeliever, you've done something pretty hideous. Some of the messages directly related to children and Together at Home were rather upsetting. Oh, really? Oh, yeah, the whole pushing the biohazard. You're all going to die. Right? The whole thing. Oh, my God. Give yourself a self-hug. Johnny, I want to see you give yourself a self-hug. Just wrap your arms around yourself. Give yourself a little self-hug. This is an Orwellian system teaching children to live without human contact. 3-year-olds will die without being touched. It's how your brain wires up correctly. This is psychotic. Then they have the musical performances about the normalization of life in isolation to prove the point that anything can be achieved through the video conferencing, right? I don't know who any of these people are. So they're trying to disconnect so that they can then reconnect everything through their Babylonian Whore one world religion. There's the Beckhams. I'm sorry, but that man is so good looking. He doesn't deserve how good looking he is. because they all want to kill, eat, and hunt your children and kill you all off. I mean, that's just the straight out truth. If there's a silver lining to this situation, it's that we can spend lots of time with our family. And for that, we're grateful. Well, not you, because who is going to come to your door deploying tons of people to come and steal your children away if we don't get them first? Love the Masons. We're grateful. You're lucky to be at home. We don't use that word luck in my family. Imagine if you didn't have that option. Oh my word. Promoting the global elite. Yeah. Beyond national borders, such as who in the UN. We're taking charge of the situation. We're the communists and we're taking charge. I don't think this guy completely gets the total thing that's going on here. Total donations in US dollars. 400 million. We were the top givers to the World Health Organization, who are working with China, the communists. Yeah, I'm sure they do want to tag you like a little kitty for whoever's going to be here for it. Stephen Colbert. Interviewing Bill Gates, the devil. What is up with his wife? Has she just had like a lot of fat face plumping or something? I don't know that I believe that's a woman. I don't know. He looks very creepidocious. They're telling the world that it will be liberated on their command. Oh my goodness. No freedom without being tagged like a little kitty. Throughout the event, messages were so repetitive and carefully worded that we were probably swimming in neuro-linguistic programming territory, which if you watch The Vigilant Citizen, he did that nonstop. So, while most messages began by thanking healthcare workers who are all lying to you, they need to start with something that everybody can agree on. The messages quickly moved to the subtle promotion of dun 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 global government through the use of specific phrases. This is a really good article. Now, we did a video where we showed you that at the UN, all the nation's flags were gone. And here is the DG of WHO had a word to say. We've just called him TAG for short. Director General of the Big Giant Liars Association of Murderers, Killers, and Communist Cooperative Operatives taking over your planet for the devil in this preliminary setup that Christ, our Lord Jesus Christ, said, do not be terrified by these commotions, the wars, the rumors of wars, and know that the ones that are doing it are the ones that are coming, the many that are deceived and will deceive many, saying, I am the Christ. But he says, don't worry, relax, these things have to happen first. But this is not yet the end. And he's talking about the beginning of the end. This isn't the beginning of the end yet, but it's not far off. And he says that in Matthew 13. It's in Luke 21, very early on, and it's in the Olivet Discourse. So I might want to go check that out. One World plus break down the barriers plus the United Nations. Remember, UN no longer means United Nations. It means Universal Noahide. Equals one world government. Other figures from the United Nations had similar messages. There's Gutierrez. And you are a United Global Citizen now. Oh, and our favorite homosexual who also has a penis, Michael Obama. And who could forget sweet, sweet Laura Bush, wife of the man that she has managed to stay married to all these years and not strangle him. doing a globalist message. Wait a minute, Republicans aren't globalists. Oh yes, they are. Tonight we stand with the people of the world. The coming days will not be easy when we totally murder you off. By this global family of ours is so strong. And she's got a tree behind her, but it's like a little sparse thing. I don't know if that was arranged. The tree symbolizes this new humanity. Of course, Oprah had to be there. Tonight we stand as one world, united in our fight to rid the world of Christians. Christians! Christians are the disease. Read Psalm 2. Together Home also made us sure to thoroughly glorify the mega corporations at the heart of the elite. Let me see here. Cisco. Bilderberg meetings, a World Economic Forum. We're all shaping global policies. You're so being manipulated right now. Right. China and India. That's interesting. So Cisco is accused of helping China and India censor the internet while allowing the NSA backdoor access to its firewalls. Well, at this point, oh, PepsiCo, your product is horrible. Look at all your products. They're all in this together against you. Johnson & Johnson. Okay. Global Citizen, thank you, Rockefeller Foundation, for supporting the Communist WHO Solidarity Response Fund and local blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because they totally hate your guts and want you dead. And look at this. They work with the people from the Council of Foreign Relations. We just talked about Rick Warren. We just did a video on them. And it helped propel entire fields of study. Oh, my goodness. And eugenics? What? Right. So they're going to say, if you don't listen to them, this is out of the communist playbook, then you're crazy. If you don't listen to the communists, then you're crazy. Are you crazy? Give yourself a self-hug. Do a self-hug. You'll be doing the pose of Osiris Risen. What is a self-hug? So, right. They are creating all of this hell on earth. This is your good friends, the Jewish Rockefeller, and Mason Ding Dong, and Ding Dong. Yeah. Internationalists. They're all Masons. They're all evil. He thanked Apple for babysitting his children for the past month. Okay. Through their screens. Okay. Together Home brought in audiences using Billie Boy Eilish, Taylor Swift, who I do not believe that is a girl. I'm sorry. I don't believe any of these entities are females with actual born, as female body parts, and Mr. Gaga. But it was much more than a concert. It was the global elite rearing its ugly head and using its celebrity puppet boys dressed as girls to sing its praise. It was also about celebrities telling the masses how to embrace your lives confined at home and accept the new normal. And much, much more could be said. I am actually sorry if this is hard on your eyes. I'm sorry. I wish they'd just be honest and say that they're boys that are dressing as girls. Not all of them, but okay. Well, that's it. That's all I have for you. Thank you.